All right, rise and shine, Sleeping Beauty. Come on, hop, hop, hop. Get your clothes on, get ready. Got breakfast for you. Look, you get porridge, and it's happy to see you.
Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Happy-To-See-You Porridge from Mulan, complete with smiley face eggs and bacon. It's really not so hard to make. Basically, the breakfast Mushu makes is a rice porridge, or congee, but of course with a happy twist. To make the porridge, first take 1 cup of uncooked jasmine rice and give it a good wash and rinse. It's always a good idea to wash your rice, both for cleanliness and also for taste and texture. Next, add 4 cups of water and 4 cups of chicken stock to a pot and heat it up until boiling. Once boiling, add in all the washed rice. Then reduce the heat to a medium-low and simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. While this is simmering, you will want to stir this somewhat frequently to help prevent any sticking. Continue to cook this until the rice is tender and the porridge is to your desired consistency. For mine, I went all the way to about 30 minutes, or maybe just a little bit longer. I wanted a bit of a thicker and softer porridge and for it to be less soupy, but cook this however you prefer. While the rice is cooking, prep some add-ins. Around 4 green onions, chopped, and 2 teaspoons of grated fresh ginger root. Our ginger we were keeping in the freezer, but even grating frozen this worked just fine. Also have ready on the side some soy sauce and sesame oil. Once the rice is finished cooking, remove from the heat. Stir in the green onions, the grated ginger root, and a few dashes of soy sauce and sesame oil to taste, roughly 1 teaspoon each. But add more or less as you want. Use whatever brands you prefer, but these ones here are my favorite. Also season this to taste with salt and pepper. Freshly ground black pepper is real nice for this. Don't skimp on the pepper. Once everything is added and mixed, keep this warm on the side. Now it's time to make some Smiley bacon. The first way you could make this bacon is in a pan. I used a stainless steel pan for this. You can keep things from sticking by making sure it's preheated enough. One way to test that is to drop a little water into the pan. If the water sizzles and stays put, the pan isn't quite hot enough yet. But if the water beads up and starts bouncing around like one of those pucks from an air hockey table at the arcade, then you'll know it is hot enough. It's really quite cool and fascinating. I can explain the science behind it later if you want. Just let me know in the comments. Now, I was way too busy playing around with the water beads that I got the pan much hotter than it really needed to be. So when I put the bacon in, it cooked real fast. Your pan doesn't need to be quite this hot. To get the smiley face shape, try to curve it while cooking or start it on the edge or the lip of the pan to give it some curvature while cooking. It'll conform to the shape slightly and make a smile shape. Once your bacon is done, set aside on some paper towel to drain excess grease. If you prefer not to cook your bacon in a pan, you could instead bake the bacon in an oven. Just put all of the bacon on a baking sheet. I typically like to layer it in foil for easier cleanup. Then put into an oven set to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and bake for about 25 to 30 minutes. I think it cooks more evenly if you take the bacon out and flip them all once or twice during baking. Also, this bake time will really change depending on how thick cut your bacon is or how crispy you like it. And now for the eggs. From here, you could just drop in your eggs straight into the leftover bacon fat to fry. But since I was cooking extra hot, I got some dark bits in the pan, which probably would have been fine, but I decided to just reserve all the bacon fat and cook the eggs in another pan with the bacon fat added back in. Simply crack the eggs directly into the pan with some bacon fat and fry for about 3 minutes until the edges are slightly browned and the yolks are cooked enough to your liking. You could flip it if you're into that, but you don't need to. Just depends how cooked you like your eggs. And now all of the pieces to this happy porridge are prepared. Get a large shallow bowl and add some porridge. Top with 2 cute over easy fried egg eyes and 1 smiley piece of bacon. Now that is a porridge that's happy to see you. This dish was delicious, and personally I would have been quite pleased to be woken up with this meal by my family guardian, assuming I hadn't overslept, of course. Well, now you know how to make the Happy-To-See-You Porridge from Mulan. Mushu is quite the chef apparently. This recipe was greatly inspired by the one listed in the Disney Cookbook, Cooking with Magic, A Century of Recipes. For this video I doubled the ingredients of everything seen in the book. I'll be trying out several more recipes from this book over the next year or so if you're interested, be sure to subscribe and follow along. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video or learned something new, please consider leaving a like to this video. Also subscribe if you like Disney food. I make quite a bit of it on this channel. Thanks again. Until next time.